today I want to cover a game-changing tool that's been instrumental in my own dropshipping business. It allows me to convert pretty much any tracking number to a trackable UPS, FedEx, or USPS tracking number that I can then give to the customer. Not only that, the tracking number that I convert it to is even going to that customer's city and that customer's state and is being delivered on the same date that their untrackable package is. This service is called TrackTaco. I personally use TrackTaco every single day in my own dropshipping business. It saved me in so many ways and I cannot recommend it enough. There's two main ways that it'll help you. One, when you need to input a UPS or FedEx tracking number, but you only have a tracking number from a supplier that you can't input into your order. This happens all the time, and you'll see this, for example, if you dropship on Facebook Marketplace from a supplier like Amazon. Because let's say that you get an Amazon Logistics TBA tracking number. You clearly can't put that into Facebook to get paid, so this allows you to convert it into one that does. Another supplier you might face this with is Walmart. Walmart is known to use DoorDash to deliver orders, and they don't give you a tracking number for that. So again, this solves that problem. And this is even super prevalent when you're dropshipping on Amazon or Mercari and a number of other places as well, but I won't bore you with every single example of this problem that you might face. And the second is when a product is out of stock on your supplier's website. This happens all the time when you dropship. And typically you don't want to cancel orders because no matter the platform, too many canceled orders can result in bad metrics, which puts your account at risk. Again, TrackTaco solves this problem. You can use it to generate a real tracking number to that customer's address in the coming days. Then when they contact you, you simply refund their order and apologize. Explain to them that FedEx, UPS, or the post office must have lost the package somehow, but you're on the phone with them right now trying to get an answer. Most customers are so relieved that they didn't get scammed when their package isn't there that they end up thanking you and actually agreeing with you that, yeah, carriers lose packages all the time. And on top of that, it still looks legit to the website that you dropship on because the tracking number is actually going to that customer's city and that customer's state. Now, that's only a few examples of how TrackTaco can help your business. There are literally dozens, but let's take it for a test drive. So typically when you get a tracking number from your supplier, it's going to have a UPS or a FedEx or a USPS tracking number that you can easily, no matter the marketplace and the website that you're dropshipping on, give into that website, who's then going to in turn give it to the customer, who will then in turn be able to track their order very, very easily. But let's say that you get a tracking number, for example, from Amazon that looks like this. It's a TBA tracking number, which obviously you can't give to the customer because they won't be able to track their order since it's from Amazon Logistics. And the only person that can track this shipment is you from your buyer account. So in this case, what we want to do is we want to use TrackTaco. And with TrackTaco, we can actually generate a tracking number to this city and to this state, which we can then in turn give to the buyer. Now, obviously this was already delivered, but let's pretend that we just got notified and it was coming on the 30th of October. So how would we generate this? Well, this is going to Newport Richey, Florida. Again, we're pretending that it's going to be delivered on the 30th. So we would type in the destination city, Newport Richey, Florida. And again, we're going to pretend that it's coming on the 30th. So we'd click in here to the estimated delivery range. And you would think that you'd want to pick the 30th here, but typically I always recommend going a day or so afterward, because if the buyer gets the package delivered ahead of their expected delivery date, they're going to be happy. But if for whatever reason this gets delivered on the 30th at night, but the tracking number that we generate on the 30th in the daytime shows it's delivered ahead of time, you're still going to run into the same problem. So for that reason, I always say go a day later at least. All right. So maybe we go 31st to like the 2nd or 31st to the 1st, and it's going to show us how many potential tracking numbers can be found here. Now, obviously, if we went a little bit earlier and we went a little bit later, there's going to be potentially more tracking numbers. Obviously, Newport Richey isn't that populated. If we went like Miami, Florida, for example, well, I guarantee there'd be a lot more. There you go. So Newport Richey on the 31st to the 1st, and then we generate the tracking number. And basically all it's doing is it's searching the database of FedEx and UPS to find a tracking number that's going to Newport Richey, Florida in the given time period that we gave it, right? So if we click the trackable tracking number now, it should say that it's going to Newport Richey, Florida, on either the 31st or the 1st. And obviously this is going to be delivered on the 1st by the end of the day to that city and that state. So yes, we originally got a TBA tracking number and we couldn't give that to our customer because they couldn't track it, which causes all kinds of problems. Instead, we convert that using Track Taco to one that is trackable that we can then give to the customer so they can track their order. It gives them peace of mind, and obviously it protects us. Another example that you might see this frequently would be on Walmart. Now, Walmart has been known to deliver via DoorDash, so you might just get notified maybe a day or two after your order that all of a sudden your order was delivered and you never got a tracking number from Walmart. Typically, this is because they just outsourced that delivery to DoorDash, who didn't provide you with a tracking number and just dropped it off as a package to that person's doorstep. Now, as a drop shipper, that's a major problem for us because we can't then come up with a tracking number to give to the website, whether that's Facebook Marketplace, Amazon, eBay, or wherever, who will then input that and give that to the customer. And so we won't get paid. So it's another example of a situation where we would use Track Taco and generate a tracking number. So for this order, for example, it's already delivered. So we're going to generate one that's already delivered to Clinton Township, Michigan. Now we want this already delivered because it's already been delivered for this example, right? It showed up with DoorDash and was just marked delivered. So in this case, we'd go delivered. And if it was a delivery date in the past, we'd obviously have that selected. So for example, if it was delivered today, then we'd select today. If we were notified that it was delivered yesterday, we might select yesterday. We'd click Get Tracking Number, and then it would generate us a tracking number to Clinton Township, Michigan. In this case, it's FedEx. And if we click on this tracking number, it should say that it was delivered yesterday. There you go. And that's an example of how Track Taco can save you in a number of ways. Another way that I use it is in my Amazon dropshipping business. So as you can see with Amazon, and the same thing with Facebook Shops, there's a number of logistics partners that you can input here. However, if you're sourcing from an obscure retail supplier or a wholesale supplier that might ship with weird logistics, or even potentially somewhere from overseas, you might get a tracking number with a logistics partner that isn't even on Facebook Shops or on Amazon, or the shipping service that the carrier that they give you isn't on there specifically. So that's yet another example of a situation where you want to use Track Taco. If you buy the lowest package, 100 tracking numbers for $25, that's literally only 25 cents a tracking number, which is a no-brainer, and it's completely worth spending 25 cents to keep your customer happy and make sure that you get paid out for that order. And trust me, you don't want to have to finesse a customer over and over again through messages and come up with excuse after excuse as to why they can't track their package. That's a headache. It's so much easier to just use Track Taco and generate one that they can actually track. Plus, they'll have peace of mind because at the end of the day, there really is nothing for them to worry about. Their package is really coming, but it's tough for you to actually explain that to them.